Hey everybody, my name is Brian, and this is a quick little walkthrough a site of mine that I'm building called Tracksuit, which is a fitness tool that, as text here says, it's an awesome way to create and share dynamically sorted, sort of intelligent workouts that every time you load them up have a different structure to them, have a different sequence, so everything stays interesting and fresh and kind of dynamic. You can also, so you can do it for yourself, you can share them for people. It's a lot of fun. So I'm giving you a quick look. This is the homepage. It's a web app. It's a free web app, so you can just load it on the phone, load it on your laptop or whatever. The homepage is pretty straightforward. It's got some featured workouts and exercises. A link to this very video at the bottom if you need to watch it again, and a link to sort of list of workouts. So, the featured workouts will change, and these are just specific workouts you can do. These ones are publicly accessible, but you can keep them private as well. So if you want to have something you don't want anyone else to get their hands on, you can do that. So since I'm logged out here, I can't see my workouts and the workouts I like, but those are populated when you're logged in. I'll log in a minute, but just to give you the sense of the initial thing. And if you have the plus symbol here, that'll allow you to create new workouts, which people can perform when they're not logged in and they're not registered. So if you share it to a friend who's not a member, they can totally use it, and it's great. And so you don't have to be a registered user to actually perform any of this stuff here. Just to save favorites and to create new workouts, you have to be registered, but that's it. So here, I just have some recently updated and featured workouts. There's actually more on this page for some reason. Oh no, somewhere. And so I've got some here. So I've got, it's just I've got some silly names. I'm just gonna show you squat mobility. This is one I do at the beginning of my days where I do legs, which is actually most days because I'm trying to get my legs a little better. And this is what you can do here. As you can see, it says at the top, it gives you a little information under the title, and this gives you the number of performed moves. And so there are 8 moves here, but they're actually pulling from a pool of 12 or 13 available moves. So you can have something really simple that you say, like, here are 3 moves I want to do, or 5 moves I want to do, and I just want the order of them to be different every time. But you can also do more advanced things, like say, like this, where you have a subset. So if you have, like, say, you put all of your favorite stretch moves into a workout, but I only ever need a handful of them, then every time the sequence and composition of the workout is different. And that's to try to keep things interesting, and also I think to be a little more taxing on the system so that you don't get used to how much energy you get to put into or have to put into moves that are always at the beginning or always at the end of the workout. So you can see here, if you want to change the sequence of it, you can just hit this little shuffle button. So you can see now it's 6-second squat at the beginning, and the rest of the composition is different. And so you can just sort through and you say, okay, I want to do the world's greatest stretch, but what is that? And you can click. It has no definition. Oh, no, there it is. There's a video. A bunch of them have videos, not all of them do. There's a list of around 1,100 exercises in the database currently that I'm adding to and fixing the population, like the data, like the descriptions, and linking to videos. Right now I don't have any videos I've made, but I'm linking to public YouTube videos. And so if I want to do that, I think that's good. What I can do is just I can just write this down. I can print this if I need to, or if I want to actually perform it in the phone, like if I just whipping this out at the gym, because I haven't thought ahead to bring a notebook, or you're not a notebook person, you just hit this little guy here, and you can just sort of do a little perform thing. So you click the checkouts, and it shows a little progress. I forgot my resistance band, so I can either cancel, which will skip to the next move, or you have the little, like the sets and reps here, or you can hit shuffle, so you can find something else. That's not really a squat mobility move. I'm tweaking that algorithm, but they're butt kicks. There you go. And then I do the butt kick, and then I move on to the next move, and it's pretty cool. And then when you get to the end, you get the little thing. Hitting the check mark will take you back to the previous screen. But if you hit heart, this is how you sort of favorite it. So if someone sent you a link to a workout they've created, and you want to save it, you hit this. But I'm not logged in, so I can't do it. So I will log in. And you can log in, you can create a regular account, or you can connect with Facebook and Google. Okay, and so I'm going to log in. And this takes you to the main page, which is now a little more involved. It has some information about your recent work. So my thinking, since I'm the target market and I'm someone who wants to try to have a little bit of extra motivation to not just kind of get into a rut when I'm not working on like a larger fitness goal, and to keep things interesting and to push myself. So, I will have the thing I do, which I assume a lot of people do, is, if I don't really plan ahead before I get in, I'll just decide to do something, but I won't do as much. I won't do as much work. So this is a way to sort of sidestep that limitation. And as just a little handy thing, handy reference, you've got your recent work, so it shows what you did yesterday. So I did. My core problem is my sort of medium to difficult ab routine that I do, and I don't want to do that every day. So I remember, I did it yesterday, and then last Thursday I did Absolutely Fabulous, which is more of my lower level ab one. So then I can, just at a high, just an at a glance sort of a view of what I've done recently. Eventually that will become a calendar. This is a beta, and if you don't know what beta is, it's just still in progress. So things are changing a bunch, which I would love to get your feedback on, by the way, if you're using this and you think it's useful, think it's cool. Please let me know if you think it sucks. Also, let me know. There's a link in the footer just to email with questions, concerns, errors. That would be genuinely helpful. So now, because I'm logged in, you can see my workouts. I can see these are ones I've created. They're both public and private exercises I've created. And there's a lot of different ways you can use this. So I showed you the squat mobility, so you can create like a subset. I have a bunch of rules that I'll go into in a subsequent video. And I did the one thing I just started doing is wheelhouse was a little move I did where I actually have like 15 different squat moves. So I have it pick one of them. So that just allows me to just pick a squat. Because I generally do, I do legs and then do something else. I just want to pick a single leg move to do. So I can just sort of find one that I like, and I can, I'm going to do the box squat today. Stuff like that. So there's a lot of different ways you can play around with it, but I will show you now what it's like to make a workout really quickly. You can select a custom photo. If you don't, it'll just pick some for you. Very, very clever name. Say that. So you can set the number of sets, but you need an exercise. So this little modal, and if I want to just pick, I don't know, I'm going to search for the word bicep. So I have a bunch of these, and I don't want, I want strength. I don't want stretching. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I don't have any of those in the system. Really interesting. Weights. That was the thing. Weights. Oh, okay. Some of this data is a little out of date, so that's why. Okay. Well, we'll do strength. Wishing that didn't do that. I'm still working on the algorithm. Like I said, it's beta. This is mostly working. So I'm just going to pick a couple of different biceps and add them. So this will give you 3 in just a random sequence. So if I were to save this, and so you can just see the sequence, and all it's doing is just giving a sequence. There's not that much to this because there's only 3. But if I wanted, I'm going to go back to the edit mode, and I'm going to add some, I don't know, tricep. Let's see, I'm going to do tricep push down and this, and a cobra tricep extension, because that sounds pretty cool. So now I've got all 6 of them. But what I want to do, so if I save that, then I have all 6, and that's okay. But I want to make a circuit out of them. So what I can do is there's some sorting options. So I go to the settings here. This is where I can make it public or private. This is where I can determine if I want to perform all of the moves or just some of them, but I want to perform all of them. And I can just set, for my own interest, I can set what this is, and if this is a main event, and I'm just going to say it's strength. And I can set grouping. So this is pretty cool. So there's no grouping as a default, but I can also group by muscle group, or it'll make like an automatic circuit for me. And I'm going to save that and I'll show you what that looks like. So it creates these 2 circuits. So it has like a tricep and then a bicep, and a tricep and a bicep, and tricep, bicep. So that's pretty cool. And when you sort it, it stays in that sequence. And then if you like it, you can just press the little man and perform it, and you can share it also, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's really. So if I can go through and I can do this, and I get a little different bit of encouragement. And then if I love it, I can just click this and I can share it. So yeah, so that's at a very high level what it is. Hopefully that makes some sense, and hopefully you can see an appeal for it. I'd love to hear if you give it a try, what you think.